Recommendations to enhance Alberta's sovereignty within a united Canada.
It really raises questions about whether grassroots democracy is the point at all.
An Alberta panel suggests several referendums. Critics call it all ridiculous.
The only kind of government who wants this kind of chaos is a government that thrives on chaos.
Plus, the biggest flu spike in 15 years.
We had to actually go in for x-rays, suspected pneumonia, antibiotics for 10 days.
The province says it's ready for a hospital surge, but doctors aren't so sure.
There's going to be long waits. People are going to be in hallways.
And the art of sweet treats.
When you try out peppermint candy canes, it will hit you in the face with peppermint.
The tiny shop where dedicated confectioners are getting Calgarians hooked.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. The final report from the Alberta Next panel was released late today. It includes 7 recommendations, including 3 referendums. Alicia Fieldberg joins us now. So Alicia, what are the recommendations in this report?
Tara, the province says that they all aim to enhance Alberta's sovereignty with a united Canada. Now, Premier Danielle Smith chaired the Alberta Next panel, which included members of her caucus and the community. They held town hall meetings in 10 communities this summer and fall, did professional polling, and had an online survey. Now, the 3 potential referendums could see Albertans vote on whether or not to opt out of the Canada Pension Plan, more provincial control over immigration, and on working with other provinces to amend the Constitution to protect provincial jurisdiction. Now, the panel suggests that could include abolishing the Senate and opting out of some federal programs without losing the associated funding. Now, there are also recommendations to reform equalization, the possibility of Alberta collecting its own income taxes, and transitioning away from the RCMP. Now, this conflicts with the Alberta Next online survey results, which show the vast majority do not want a provincial police force or a provincial pension plan.
It really raises questions about whether grassroots democracy is the point at all, or whether this is just about setting things up in such a way as to try to get the answers that you want. And if you don't get those answers, apparently that's not enough to stop recommendations for proceeding on a couple of matters that Albertans have given a pretty clear indication that they don't want.
The government spent millions of dollars on this fake consultation at which they tried to silence and, in fact, spank critics or anyone who disagreed with them. And now, months late, on the Friday before Christmas, they're packaging up the results as though this was a real consultation and suggesting spending millions more dollars.
Now, the Premier's office says Smith is not available for comment. She does have her scheduled radio show tomorrow, which is expected to be the last time that we hear from her for a while. A provincial press release this afternoon says that the Premier will also be out of the country on vacation from January 5th until the 19th, and that's exactly a month from today, Tara.
Okay, Alicia, thank you. Calgary is bearing the brunt of Alberta's worst flu surge in more than a decade. Doctors warn the system is pushed to its limits. The province says it's adding beds and it's encouraging vaccinations, but some frontline workers say the pressure is far from over. Here's Mark Villani.
'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through Alberta's hospitals, the flu is surging and the system is under strain.
There's going to be long waits. People are going to be in hallways. It's not ideal.
Alberta sits at just under 6,000 lab-confirmed flu cases, nearly triple the amount from the end of November, accounting for 1,262 hospitalizations, 86 ICU admissions, and 39 deaths. The Calgary zone is seeing the worst of it all. This is where about half of all cases and hospitalizations are being reported, prompting some to take extra precautions.
Flu shot, we took that.
Just hand washing and all that stuff, yeah. Like covering if you're sick, not going out if we're sick.
For my younger one, we had to actually go in for x-rays, suspected pneumonia, antibiotics for 10 days.
Children are amongst the most vulnerable, but doctors say many aren't vaccinated against the virus. So far, 17.7% of Albertans are immunized. The province is hoping to see that number go up, but citing an imperfect strain match that makes this year's shot less effective.
You're leading the
public to think, oh, it's not effective, so why bother getting it? Some protection is better than nothing.
But Health Minister Adriana LaGrange is defending Alberta's efforts to encourage vaccination.
Whether it's social media, whether it's print, newspapers, TV ads, we're continuing to reach out directly through our public health officials.
Meanwhile, the province also added 336 more beds for respiratory virus season.
Emergency departments are under pressure, but it's important to note that they are dynamic and they do add additional beds and staffing resourcing.
But even with added support, some doctors say they're already overwhelmed, heading into the holidays on the verge of burnout.
To be honest, we're just going to have to try and get through it, and it's going to be a real problem. I would hope that, next year we do a little bit better by getting the word out earlier.
And Mark joins us now. Mark, doctors also tell us this could be another busy weekend at Calgary hospitals.
Yes, Tara, frontline workers are calling this a perfect storm as flu cases continue to rise, with provincial modeling showing a possible peak around December 21st and hospital pressure expected to continue through Christmas. Now, Alberta Health Services says that emergency rooms are there if needed, but people with milder symptoms are encouraged to first use HealthLink 811, primary care, or virtual care for guidance. The province is also urging common sense precautions. Stay home if you're sick, practice good hand hygiene, and get your flu shot, saying it's not too late ahead of busy holiday gatherings. Tara.
Okay, Mark, thank you. A woman has died after being struck by an SUV last night. The woman in her 40s was hit in the intersection of 32nd Street and 26th Avenue Northeast around 6 p.m. Paramedics rushed her to hospital, but she died early this morning. Police say she was struck while crossing with the walk signal activated. She was struck by a woman in her 50s. There is no word on charges. This was the 38th fatal collision in Calgary in 2025 and 15th involving a pedestrian. We have new details about the events leading up to a man being shot by police at the Dalhousie LRT station this week. Alberta's police watchdog says a man with a knife approached a bylaw officer who was inside a vehicle at the station Tuesday morning. Police were then called, and when they arrived, they ordered the man to drop the knife. Haysert says the suspect moved toward officers and one of them fired their rifle. The man was taken to hospital in serious but stable condition. 23-year-old Cody Duquette is facing several charges, including assaulting a peace officer with a weapon. Police need help as they investigate an arson. On November 4th, the back of the Bridget Bar restaurant on 10th Avenue Southwest caught fire, damaging a washroom, dining areas, and the kitchen. The cause is still under investigation, but police want to talk to this person of interest who was seen in the area. He's between 25 and 35 years old and wore a white long-sleeve sweater over a black hoodie, a gray vest, gray pants, and black shoes. You can call police or Crime Stoppers if you have any information. Another deep freeze day in our city has emergency workers urging Calgarians to stay inside if possible and limit exposure to the elements. That means help is needed for so many experiencing homelessness who often have to battle the conditions to keep themselves safe. Tim Brooke joins us with more now. And Tim, the forecast has not been kind this week.
Well, yes, Tara, and for many, that cold weather that happened this week, the cold weather that's going to happen moving forward, is really just a frustrating commute, or it means we have to move some of those outdoor activities indoors. But on nights like tonight, when the temperature really drops, it's important to remember that what is an inconvenience for so many of us can really be a matter of life and death for some of our fellow Calgarians. In the East Village, red jackets mean a smile, a conversation, and some warmth on a cold day.
We are a street team that travels out on foot in the community to engage with people experiencing homelessness. So we're out here 7 days a week, and the idea is to just meet people where they're at, support them with their immediate needs.
The team knows a lot of Calgary's homeless population by name. That's because it makes about 4,000 connections every month.
Are you layered up? Just a reminder that, you are cared about here, even on the hardest and coldest of days.
This is not the only nearby resource. The drop-in center has already helped 8,200 individuals this year, and that number climbs when the mercury drops.
The elements are really difficult, and I think this is why, we try to be as low barrier as possible and remove as many obstacles for people to come in.
East of the center is Hope Mission, which supports as many as 50 people every day.
So what we've got here is our day space area that we're working with the City of Calgary to put on, so folks can come in from the cold, they can leave their belongings over here, and then they'll go through this little entrance here into our cafe where we serve 3 hot meals a day.
Despite all that help, there's still a gap, and it's extremely noticeable on days like this.
Renee, Troy.
The Calgary Homeless Foundation's longest night of the year event commemorated all the vulnerable residents who have lost their lives in 2025. It's not an exhaustive list, but there are still 284 people on it.
A day like today, although we'd wish it to be warmer, is actually a very good reminder for us as Calgarians to take care of each other and to be together.
And a reminder that there is always more to do to help those in need. Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
And to learn more about some of the resource providers helping those in need, you can visit us online at ctvnewscalgary.ca. Volunteers have organized a big turkey drive for people who need a hand this Christmas. A local company, Culinary Records, is behind the annual event to get people a proper holiday meal over the holidays. More than 300 turkeys and other items are being handed out at the Max Bell Centre tonight. This is a live look. Many families facing hardship this season.
We just want to feed people and make sure we can get turkeys on tables. We do a food channel show. I'm a chef, and I think the best way that we can give back to the community is to put 300 turkeys on 300 tables.
I mean, look at it. Look how much people are here. And honestly, I wish we could feed more.
A number of donors and volunteers helped with this event tonight. It's terrific. And Danielle joins us now. The wind chill really not working in people's favor tonight. It's cold out there.
Yeah, hopefully they handed out those turkeys fast because there's a bite in the air, absolutely. And wind chill is a risk, or frostbite is a risk with this. All right, -19 is the ambient temperature. With the wind chill, it feels more like -27. When we get into this type of range of wind chill, -27, -28, frostbite can happen to exposed skin in about 30 minutes. We're not going to warm up anytime soon, so be prepared for a cold start to the day. With the wind chill overnight tonight, it will feel more like -27. Small chance of a few flurries in those overnight hours. And then tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud. In the morning to kick off the day, -28 with the wind chill. By the afternoon, better, but still cold with a wind chill of -17. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. 22 UCP MLAs are now facing recall petitions. But is one of the attempts fake? Lethbridge East residents who want to recall Nathan Newdorf say they can't get their hands on that petition to sign it. And a new name for the old Alberta Party, the Progressive Tory Party of Alberta, is born. We have the details next. It's been more than 3 weeks since the recall petition for Lethbridge East MLA Nathan Newdorf was issued. Frustrations are mounting, though, as the petition's organizer has seemingly disappeared. Quinn Keenan explains.
There's growing frustration about the disappearing Newdorf recall petition.
The Lethbridge Raging Grannies were set up outside Nathan Newdorf's office for the Alberta Funds Public Schools petition. But it was the recall petition to remove the Affordability and Utilities Minister himself that had everyone talking.
We have been stonewalled, so there's a lot of words to describe what has been going on. I guess stonewalled would be one of them. A sham would be another.
The petition was launched by a man named Ryan Tanner and made official by Elections Alberta on November 25th. Since then, several people interested in canvassing for or signing the petition have tried to contact Tanner, with no response.
Part of it is that there was a group that was very well prepared to take this petition on, and unfortunately we're a week behind applying, so they got turned down.
Raging Granny Barb Phillips and her friend heard back from Tanner after trying several times to get in touch with him. They want to canvass for the recall. A meeting was set up between the two and a man named Mike at a local coffee shop. But when they met Mike, they said he had little knowledge of the recall attempt or how petitions even work. He told them he received the recall papers from Newdorf's office.
So here we are 3 weeks today, later, and we're still asking the same questions. Who is Ryan Tanner? Who is Mike? because we didn't get a last name. And what's going on?
It's unclear if anyone has been able to sign the petition. The lack of progress has led to accusations that the recall organizers started the petition to stop a real attempt to recall Neudorf, one of 23 such efforts in the province to remove MLAs. Neudorf has denied any connection, saying in a statement, "I have no relationship to Ryan Tanner, nor am I involved in my own recall campaign." But the swirling rumors could lead to some blowback for Neudorf.
Some people will at least view that, something has happened here and they look for someone to blame for this. The best way for this to be cleared up, of course, would be if, Ryan Tanner was to actually appear and look like he's actually making some effort.
CTV News has made multiple attempts to contact Ryan Tanner, but has not received a response. Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
The petition signatures must be submitted to Elections Alberta by February 23rd. It would take just over 13,000 signatures for a successful petition. A judge has removed an injunction on a law preventing Alberta youth from accessing gender-affirming care. In June, advocacy groups Egale and Skipping Stone successfully filed an injunction so doctors could continue providing gender-affirming care, including puberty blockers to youth under 16 years old. The government appealed to have it removed after using the notwithstanding clause to pass the bill. Last week, on Thursday, a judge ruled in the government's favor. Advocates say they plan to file another injunction based on criminal law because doctors who don't comply could face imprisonment. The Alberta Party has a new name, the Progressive Tory Party of Alberta. Peter Guthrie is the leader and made the announcement on social media last night. It comes 2 weeks after the province introduced Bill 14, which limits provincial party names. The off-limit words include Conservative, Democratic, Wild Rose, and others. UCP MLA say it's so people don't confuse parties. Guthrie initially attempted to revive the Alberta Progressive Conservative Party.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in now. It almost feels like minus 30 out there.
Yep, it's cold out there. And really the story for this week is the cold will continue, especially for the next 3 days in the city. But no blizzard in the forecast for the next 3 days. So that's some good news for us, right, in comparison to what happened earlier this week. All right, minus 28 is what it feels like in the city right now with the wind chill. These wind chill values, keep in mind, do not include the wind gusts. This is just looking at the sustained wind speeds of 10, 15 kilometers per hour, let's say. So when the winds gust higher, it feels even colder. But just to give you an indication, minus 23 is what it feels like in Claresholm, minus 24 in Medicine Hat, and Drumheller feeling closer to minus 26. Red Deer feeling closer to minus 32. And tomorrow morning will be a cold start to the day. Hopefully you can stay indoors and sleep in. All right, 80 kilometers per hour. That was the maximum wind gust in Pincher Creek today. 89 was the max in Lethbridge, 70 in Medicine Hat. So certainly south of the city, it was very gusty today. Calgary even got a gust over 60 kilometers per hour and around that in Brooks as well. The winds will be calmer tomorrow. We're looking at Medicine Hat, Brooks, Lethbridge, Calgary, gusts around 40 kilometers per hour tomorrow and down to 60 in Pincher Creek. So still windy, but less windy than today. All right, when we look at radar, satellite, there's not a whole lot going on at this point. We don't have a lot on the way for us. Pincher Creek area, especially closer to the BC border, we'll see about 4 centimeters for tonight. But outside of that, it's fairly quiet for everybody. Calgary, we may even pick up a couple flurries overnight tonight. Nothing significant, nothing to really worry about, and then that's pretty much out of the way. I'm going to fast forward this to late Sunday night in through early Monday morning, and that's our next chance of a few flurries, Calgary and south, but this is nothing significant. This is just a light dusting, if that, and then it's quickly out of the way. Christmas Eve day, though, we will likely get enough to shovel. All right, this is your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, minus 11 is a daytime high. It's another cold one. In the morning with the wind chill, minus 28. And in the afternoon with the wind chill, minus 17. And then Sunday night and through early Monday morning, other than a few flurries, nothing really to talk about other than the cold will stick around. Minus 14 for our high for Sunday, minus 21 for Monday. And by Tuesday, we bounce up to minus 3. Then we start our decline once again. Wednesday, 1 to 3 centimeters of snow. That's Christmas Eve day with a high of minus 9. And just looking ahead to Christmas Day, at this point, it looks like we'll have a high around minus 8. All right, it's the last day of the Toy Mountain campaign, and this morning started out with a $70,000 donation from Shoppers Drug Mart. Donors, sponsors, drop-off partners joined the morning show at Trail Appliances today to help move the toys from the drop zone to the AMJ trucks. Our toy count so far is 12,255. The total value of cash and toys is more than $982,000. Wow. Thank you to our incredible community for all of your support. Kim Roos, CEO of Fear Is Not Love, says the generosity of Calgarians never ceases to amaze her.
I think it also speaks to the incredible city that we live in and province that we live in. Every year they step up even more and more than I ever thought possible, and it really does make the holidays a bit easier for people that are dealing with domestic violence and abuse.
And you can still drop off your donations today or make a cash donation online at ctvcalgary.ca. And we will have a final tally for you on January 9th.
Thank you, Danielle. We'll sit down with Calgary's police chief next. You might not be familiar with Katie McClellan yet. She's had the job less than a year. She is laying out her plan for a safe 2026. And you can't have a traditional Christmas without candy canes. Meet the Calgary woman who rolls the sweet treats by hand. She's new to the job, but she isn't new to the streets of Calgary. Katie McClellan stepped into the role of police chief this past May and immediately set her mind to tackling issues around public safety and social disorder. McClellan wants more officers visible on the front line, and she wants Calgarians to feel confident in every quadrant of our city. She sat down recently with our Jefferson Humphreys to talk about how she plans to do it.
Chief McClellan, thanks for taking the time
to
talk about the year that was and I guess the year that will be.
Thank you.
It's been a busy one for you. We'll get into that in a second. I first just want to start with a bit of a look forward to next year in light of the budget that was just passed.
Yeah, you bet.
Some new money, obviously, in the area of $50 million for CPS.
You bet.
I guess the first question, I know some of that's going to staffing. Is it enough? I know that's been a concern of yours.
So typically a mid-cycle budget adjustment, we're not asking for much. Some of it's just a couple of tweaking here and there. And so as you said, some of it's for some support positions, some disclosure folks to comply with legislation, some back to work folks, some money for our fleet helicopter, or for our fleet budget and for our Hawk helicopter budget, and of course some maintenance. So I don't think people realize we've actually got 41 buildings. So we either own or lease 41 buildings. And with that comes some maintenance. And so we've got a couple of them where the roofs are starting to cave in. So we needed some money for that. And then there was some tweaking just around some budget things and some reserves and so forth. So a fairly small ask in the big scheme of things, and kind of planting some seeds for what next year is going to look like, because next year will be a bigger ask.
Stick with the budget, $7.5 million for pedestrian collisions to deal with that. It has been, I certainly don't remember a year like this where we've seen this many. I guess the $7.5 million, what will that look like? Where can that be spent? And do you think it will have the impact it needs to?
Yeah, so as you said, Jefferson, so I think we've surpassed now the 10-year high with fatalities. We're now at 35, just absolutely tragic. I think 14 of those are pedestrians, and a majority of those fatalities are speed, distracted driving, and impairment. And so we work closely with a lot of partners. You will have seen over these last couple of days the blitzes that we're doing with impaired driving and so forth, the joint operations that we do with our peace officers and sheriffs and other traffic members. We're working with the city for Vision Zero and really trying to get that down. So a lot of that money will go to education, to awareness. There's lots of new young drivers. As we talked about, a city that's going to be 1.6 million people here real quick. We'll be surpassing 2 million here in the next several years. And so with that comes a lot of new drivers, a lot of vehicles on the road. And so we will be working with all those partners to see how we can prevent those collisions. And some of that money is probably going to go towards, road reconfinement. And when we build the new roads, pardon me, what does that look like going forward so that we can mitigate that as much as we can?
I think a lot of Calgarians would have seen the big downtown blitz that CPS did I guess it was just into the winter, just late fall. As you mentioned before, a lot of this is mental health, a lot of this is addiction. And so whether or not a one-day blitz would have the impact that you hope to have on some of the issues you've seen downtown.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, I mean, my door has been a revolving door with respect to concerns in a lot of the communities throughout the city with respect to social disorder and mental health, unwanted people. As I said, we are starting to see an increase in street robberies and assaults, a 20% in fact increase in the downtown core. And so, again, it's heartbreaking, the individuals who are down there, who are homeless, who have mental health and addiction issues. And so we've tried some different things and we've had some impacts. So we had a 3-month blitz earlier in the year and somewhat similar to Operation Order. But it had different impacts. And one of the pieces that I was hoping would be a bit better would have been the high visibility and the feedback from people who live downtown, the people who frequent downtown, the people who work downtown. They said, you know what, we actually didn't see enough. And we still have concerns about the perceptions of safety. I've been very clear that we cannot let this city get like other cities where people are afraid to go into certain areas in the city. And so it's one of many. We will continue to do that. We have redeployed some of our resources in the downtown core so that it is not just a one-off.
I want to wrap up just with, this is for you a few months into the job. You're looking ahead to a full calendar year with this position. What has been the biggest challenge and what do you anticipate will be the biggest challenge going forward into 2026?
Not enough hours in the day.
Right.
So, I'm really a people person and doing our best to engage, my team and I, doing our best to engage with many members across the service. So it's been fantastic. They're just incredible members in the service who do incredible things every day. I get a briefing note at 6 p.m. every day and 6 a.m. 7 days a week and just talk about the highlights that go on in the city, but that's just a very, very small pebble in the ocean. And so lots of great work, lots of amazing things that happen behind closed doors, lots of things that many people do to keep this city safe. But going forward, we're looking at our frontline deployment and our investigative capacity. How can we be more efficient? How can we be more effective with the resources that we have and that we hope to get? Of course, as we talked about, traffic safety and social disorder will obviously be priorities.
But it sounds to you like there's an internal thing that you also want to take on, just in terms of getting to know almost the force better.
Totally. If I could get to know all 3,222, that'd be a miracle. We're doing our best to engage. We do lots of different things to interact and have opportunities to speak with our membership. But having that communication, having that opportunity to speak with them, there was a survey that we got, we saw a bit of an increase. There's still a lot to do. But the members that I am speaking with and the rest of my team is speaking with, it's about enhancing those partnerships and relationships internally and externally. So, you know what? I think it's been a very positive 7 months for sure. People are optimistic, people are committed, and they are loyal to keeping this city safe.
Wish you luck for 2026, Chief McClellan, and thanks so much for your time.
Thanks so much.
And since that interview was recorded, one more pedestrian has been killed in Calgary, bringing the number to 15. We have some inspiring programming coming up next week. CTV News Calgary showcasing our best storytelling from 2025. Our Best will air several times over the holidays, starting on Monday. The shows will also be available to live stream on our website. It's a little bit like a singing telegram, except those guys usually typically do one song. This group of carolers was booked for the whole day, and they followed this mom everywhere she went. Our trending videos are next. Every holiday season has its sweet spots, and in Calgary, one of them is a tiny shop along 8th Avenue, where a couple hand makes candy canes the old-fashioned way. Kevin Green caught up with them while they were rolling out a new batch.
Inside Volio's confectionery, candy canes aren't just a Christmas treat. They're the reason this couple wakes up early and stays up late every day, September through December.
To me, they're one of my favorite things to make because, one, our candy canes are huge. Two, they taste really good, so you actually want to eat it. And three, I think you can see that it's made with love.
Sarah Sullivan had been making candy for more than a decade before opening the shop.
I met David on Tinder, and I made candies to try and impress him. And he's like, this is really good. And one day he said to me, you should open a candy store.
So they did. David left a job in construction to join her, but says candy making is every bit as physical.
There's a lot of standing, a lot of craning over tables for 8+ hours a day. My arms get tired of hauling bags of sugar and corn syrup.
Behind the scenes, candy making is part chemistry, part art, and part workout.
It's like the world's best hot workout, you know? People pay for hot yoga, we've got hot candy.
Together, they hand-roll tens of thousands of candy canes every Christmas, each one packing a punch of flavor.
When you try our peppermint candy canes, it will hit you in the face with peppermint.
Walter Furness is visiting Calgary from New Brunswick, and it's already his second trip into Volio's for hard candy and candy canes.
They're so good, and they're really big too, so they last a while. I loved them. I mean, you don't really get anything like that back home, so it was pretty special to be able to find that.
Demand is booming. They ship across Canada, but they've turned down offers from big box stores.
I think if we get bigger and we turn into sort of that factory style candy making place, it will lose a lot of the magic.
2 makers, tens of thousands of candy canes, and 1 Calgary shop where Christmas cheer is still being shaped by hand. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Watching candy be made is kind of fascinating.
Very much so, yeah.
All right, well, an internet famous football cat has graduated with honors.
Bowling Green has turned out to be a cat place. Okay?
This is a recent fall commencement ceremony in Ohio. It included a special guest of honor, a cat. This is Pudge, and Pudge is the Bowling Green State University beloved football mascot. The cat went viral, so the team's long snapper, George Carlson, brought Pudge to the locker room to cheer up an injured teammate, and then fans went wild. He catapulted to stardom, but Carlson is graduating, so that means Pudge has to go too. University officials gave Pudge a teeny tiny cap and gown so that he could celebrate the day too.
He really doesn't seem that impressed with it all. I mean, you know.
Cute though. A snowstorm at midnight didn't slow this couple down. They knew just what they needed to do. Well, luckily the street was well lit because they decided to add a little holiday magic to the neighborhood under cover of darkness. They went out and they made a larger than life-size snowman. They had the carrot nose and the 2 eyes made out of coal, the whole thing. And then they just sat back and watched, and they say it was worth the effort because it was a big hit for all those people who were waking up first thing in the morning to all this snow. Didn't know who made the giant snowman. It's had 1 million views online.
That guy's pretty strong. Did you see him lift that?
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was smart.
Good
using his
snowman.
jacket.
Yeah,
good job.
Very cool. Well, caroling is a beloved holiday tradition, unless this happens to you.
Tis the season to be jolly. You guys want to stay for dinner?
You joke, but they're going to follow you all day.
What?
Yep, this woman's son hired carolers to follow her for the whole day from her office to the drive-thru where she had to ask them to be quiet because they couldn't hear her ordering coffee. Even the grocery store, they didn't leave her for a minute. And in fact, they did follow her home and stayed for dinner.
After a while, wouldn't you try to pay them to get out of there?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know how many carols they go through before they start recycling the repertoire as well. Be like, I heard that one already.
Fun at first and then.
My mom would not talk to me for a very long time.
It's a good prank. It is a good Christmas prank. Still to come, Oracle stock jumped higher today. It comes on word the cloud provider will be part of the new TikTok partnership. We have the details in our business report.
CTV Ski Report, sponsored by Castle Mountain Resort, celebrating 60 years of skiing in the South Canadian Rockies.
Your Skywatch weather camera, it is cold out there, but you know what? We can handle the cold. Big coats, lots of layers. It will be cold for the next few days, and then we'll start our increase up. But Monday will be the coldest of the next 5, absolutely. I'll give you your longer range forecast in just a moment here. Interesting fact, though, before we get into anything about today, is today's high was actually -1 at 3 a.m. But then 1 hour later at 4 a.m., we were down to -15. So that's a huge drop in just an hour. And again, it's -19 right now. That's just the ambient temperature. That's not including wind chill. And the wind chills were in the -20s right now. Not a whole lot to talk about right now. It's fairly quiet. Your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. And we're still dealing with wind chill. -27 is what it will feel like overnight. -28 is what it will feel like at 8 a.m. And then in the afternoon, it will feel more like -17. But we are looking at quiet conditions. Yes, it will be a little windy at times, but just a mix of sun and cloud. Temperatures around the board here. Kelowna 3 degrees for tomorrow. -21 will be the high in Edmonton, -17 in Red Deer, -16 in Drumheller. And over to the mountains, much warmer. Banff -5 for tomorrow. To the south, much warmer as well. Lethbridge at the freezing mark, Milk River 1. And 0 for Pincher Creek, but it will be gusty around 60 kilometers per hour. All right, looking at that 10-day trend so I can show you Christmas Day, Thursday. You can see Santa waving at you from there. At this point, none of the models are in agreement. It's a bit of a ways away, but it looks like the high for Christmas Day will be -8, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. The Prime Minister has confirmed Canada will begin formal talks with the U.S. in January on renewing the current free trade agreement. Internal Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc will lead Canada's delegation in Washington. The Americans insist a lot will depend on resolving concerns about Canadian policies on dairy products, alcohol, and digital services. Mark Carney says certain trade irritants mentioned by the U.S. are elements of a much bigger discussion about continental trade. More of a rebound for big tech today, led by news from Oracle. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
Oracle stock moved up close to 7% today. After news, it will be one of several companies buying a stake in TikTok. ByteDance is the parent company of TikTok. Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX will each take a 15% stake of the U.S. ByteDance operation. The U.S. had demanded some American ownership of the Chinese company because of national security concerns. The deal is expected to close in January. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 72.46. West Texas Intermediate is up to 56.66. Western Canadian Select is up to 42.85. And the TSX gained 314 points today for another record close of 31,755. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
For most Canadian athletes, wearing the maple leaf is the pinnacle of sports. Glenn has the story of a Calgarian who is among those heading to the Winter Olympics in Italy. That's next. The cause of an explosion at the Tabor Arena is still under investigation. Wednesday's blast caused significant damage, and it's left sports groups without a place to play. Now more than a dozen neighboring communities have stepped up, offering ice time so games and practices can continue. The Calgary Flames returned home last night and notched a victory. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, the Flames had to work pretty hard for that one.
But Tara, there's no doubt the Flames outplayed the Seattle Kraken last night, but they had to wait until the third period to get the lead. Let's pick things up in the third. Flames down 2-1 on the power play. Rasmus Andersson over to Nazem Kadri, rips it past Joey Decord. His 8th ties the game at 2, and just over a minute after that, Anderson up to Matt Coronado over the blue line. Watch that shot. Great one. His 11th, the Flames with their first lead of the game. It's 3-2. And they'll put this one out of reach late in the game. What a block here by Joel Farabee. Kadri gets it up to Michael Backlund, and he will put this one into the empty net. His second goal of the game. Flames beat the Kraken 4-2.
So I felt like we just kept the momentum going, and even when they got their, 2 goals, I really liked our response, and thought we played really well throughout the night.
So I felt we had done a lot of good things up to that point, and we weren't happy being down, but you can tell the guys were feeling good and playing well, and we were believing that we're going to come back and win.
I think the game probably should have, maybe been in our favor a little bit earlier. I think we were playing really well and probably deserved a couple, but nonetheless, we kept pushing and found a way to get a couple quick ones.
Up next for the Flames, the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow night at the Dome. Nordic Canada and the Canadian Olympic Committee announced the roster of cross-country athletes that will be going to the Winter Olympics in Italy. And there's a Calgarian on that list.
Tom Stevens started cross-country skiing when he was 5 years old. Back then, he had no idea that one day he'd be skiing for Canada at the Olympics. But on Friday, he was officially named to the team.
Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't even feel real still now, but I'm super excited. It's like just such a sense of relief because I've put in so much hard work over the last couple of months, and obviously like even before that, like my last years, my whole life, and so it's just like it feels really like it's just paid off.
Right now, you are the leader by 10 seconds. Stevens secured the spot by winning the 10-kilometer interval start classic race at the Olympic Winter Games trials at Silver Star in Vernon on Sunday.
Going into it, I was incredibly nervous. I hadn't done any really like hard efforts or skiing because I had been dealing with a bit of a back issue the past like month. So I was like just getting back into the swing of things, and so I wasn't sure where I stacked up. And when I finished and I heard like that I had won, it was just like a very emotional and exciting moment.
I gave it everything. Obviously, skiing's very important to Stephen, but so is education. He's a full-time engineering student at the University of Calgary. He enjoys doing both and says it's beneficial to him.
Having the school aspect for me also like helps with my skiing because it gives me something else to distract myself with. So if I have a bad training session or something goes just like not the way I wanted to, then I can just kind of like do some more school that day or, you know, take my mind off things that way.
As for his goals at the Olympics, he admits he hasn't even thought about that just yet.
Just been thinking about like getting there, and I haven't thought about what I'm going to try to, my goals are once I'm there. So I think this next week is going to try to like do some internal thinking and come up with some goals and some things that I want to come away with from the Olympics, because I have no idea where I stack up.
The 23-year-old also owns a small business called Nordic Up, which makes ski stands for better ski storage. Also making the team was Xavier McKeever out of Canmore. He's the son of Olympians Melaine Theriault and Robin McKeever, and nephew of Canada's most decorated Winter Paralympian, Brian McKeever.
Well, that's a talented family.
Good bloodlines, I would say.
No kidding. All right, final peek of the forecast. A few cold days ahead still.
Yep, just be prepared for the cold. We don't have big winter storms on the way for, well, this week anyway. -11 is our high tomorrow, but keep in mind in the morning with the wind chill, we'll feel like -28 and we'll feel like -17 in the afternoon. And a few flurries kicking in Sunday night, early Monday morning. Monday will be the coldest at -21, and then we start improving a bit. So Christmas Eve day, -9 with 1 to 3 centimeters of snow, and Christmas Day likely a high around -8. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. And Gloria Nelson sent this one in, taken near Veteran this morning. A really awesome sundog shot.
That's a good looking shot. Well, you guys, before we sign off, we want to say a big thank you to our audio operator, Dave Michi. Congratulations, Dave, on 40 years in the business, 23 years here at CTV Calgary. From all of us to you, enjoy your retirement because you will be missed.
Dave's an awesome guy.
Absolutely.
We're going to miss all the smiles.
Yeah, what a great guy. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great weekend.